So some of you may know that I'm working on something you could call a combo tier list, and it's about time we take a look at the bolas citadel concept. So bolas citadel is part of the big Grixis concept of kind of storming into winning with something like Fasa's Oracle, using various different options like Necropotence, Adnos, bolas citadel, and just sometimes naturally drawing into the stuff. But similar to Ad Nauseam and Necropotence, bolas citadel is a combo enabler. It's finding or assembling a combo of sorts. You see, you may look at the top card of your library and you may play the top card of your library, and if you're casting a spell this way, you pay life instead of paying its mana cost. And there are tricks to kind of dig through this in a more efficient way. For example, if you have Necropotence in play together with bolas citadel, you can use Necropotence to pay 1 life to get rid of whatever card that is on top of your library. For example, a land that would make you brick, but now you can use Necropotence to just remove that thing. Similar with Sensei's Divining Top, you can just pay 1, tap Sensei's Divining Top, draw the card, put the top on top of your library, pay 1 life, play the top, and dig through your library that way. The usual popular finisher is something like Aetherflux Reservoir together with Sensei's Divining Top, together with bolas citadel. So you pay 1 life to cast Sensei's Divining Top, and you gain an enormous amount of life with your Aetherflux Reservoir, and then you can go and laser cannon down your opponents. But as you know, if you've been following my YouTube channel, you know that I love using tournament data to get a better understanding if things are actually working out in a good way. Because we can sit here and talk about things in theory quite a lot, but you need to take a look at it in practice. So what you're seeing right here are 189 decks that have put bolas citadel, Necropotence, and Sensei's Divining Top into their deck list and brought it into tournaments, and they have received an average win rate from that of 16.34. By the way, you're also seeing Ad Nauseam up there in black and white, no colors, meaning we have excluded it. So among those 189, we don't have a single Ad Nauseam inside that deck list. And we can look at various different combinations. For example, here we're playing bolas citadel and Necropotence, and we're now excluding Sensei's Divining Top, and we have 304 decks that have done this, and they have received an average win rate of 22.26. And by the way, you see their total decks just above bolas citadel. That's the amount of various different commander decks in my data collection. Now this is just varying between all kinds of commanders like Vinota, Tasigur, and commanders that could be playing these things as well. But we have 304 decks that are playing these 2 cards while excluding Sensei's Divining Top. We can also exclude Necropotence as well. So now we're playing only bolas citadel, we're not including Necropotence, and we're not playing Sensei's Divining Top. We have 72 decks that are doing this, and we have a win rate of 18.12. So doesn't look like something you should do. The basic goal here is to get as high win rate as humanly possible by trying to combine various different cards together and exclude other cards to figure out a good recipe of what have been working out in practice in various tournaments. And I found a good hit, this thing. So we have 52 decks, that is not enormous, but it's still 52 decks that have combined bolas citadel, Goblin Welder, Magda, Necropotence, while excluding Aetherflux Reservoir and Sensei's Divining Top. Those 52 decks are achieving something of a 26.72 average win rate, and that is a really good hit. Now the basic reason why Magda is a good card together with bolas citadel is because you can sacrifice 5 treasures to search your library for an artifact that bolas citadel basically and put it directly into play. So you can have something like a 2-card combo, Dockside, Magda, Boom, Citadel. And that is why this is basically hitting a good spot. But maybe we should take a look at Necropotence concept combo as well while we're at it. So we have Born Upon a Wind, Final Fortune, Necropotence, and excluding bolas citadel this time, we have 1093 decks that have done this, and they have achieved a 25.82 average win rate, which is a pretty good result. By the way, the amount of decks here is 1093. That is quite a lot compared to 52. So even though this has a better win rate, I would highly like to emphasize that the strength from this is much better. And I do believe that over time, this might be dropping a little bit because, yeah, 52 is still 52, but compared to 1000, it's a difference. I would also like to showcase this picture. Now here we have Born Upon the Wind, Final Fortune and Necropotence, and we have 42 decks that have basically combined this, but they are also excluding all of these three cards you see up there, Ad Nauseam, Bolas Citadel and Peer into the Abyss. And if we take a look at this, suddenly we have 1093 only excluding Bolas Citadel, basically having either of the Peer or the Ad Nauseam inside the build, indicating that when you're playing Necropotence, you're usually also including one of those three up there, usually the Ad Nauseam version. And once again, the win rate here is 23.98, indicating that it is probably good not to play Bolas Citadel together with Necropotence basic combo package, while it is good to be playing Ad Nauseam inside the basic combo package. But hey, over time we will see an improved understanding of the concept. I think this is definitely something worthy to experiment more with. I think that Magda together with Bolas Citadel is a good thing. I would also like to mention that there is a synergy between Final Fortune and Bolas Citadel. You're usually tapping out for the dragon building when you're casting it, and that means that you're gonna have some trouble sometimes trying to perform a storm run depending on what you're flipping into. But Final Fortune is letting you untap all of your lands and mana rocks, which will help you in your storm concept, but also you're getting access to a secondary land drop which will help you dig through your library. By the way, if you've had Necropotence in play and you're suddenly flipping into Final Fortune and you have your Bolas Citadel in play too, and you've been exiling cards with your Necropotence, you usually don't have access to them, but if you're casting Final Fortune, you got your next turn, you're getting access to all of those cards that you exiled with Necropotence, helping your storm concept even more. So even though we're getting a small indication that playing Necropotence without Bolas Citadel is a good recommendation, I still think that there is an argument for running the two cards together. But it all comes down to what kind of concepts you're combining. As you can see here, Necropotence and Bolas Citadel just together on its own. This is basically mostly mono black that don't have access to Magda or Final Fortune. It doesn't seem to be a great recommendation. You're hitting like a 22.26, but you want to increase it, taking it to this position basically. There are a few more concepts I think I just have to showcase. I did take a look at Ad Nauseam together with Bolas Citadel, excluding Necropotence, and yeah, don't do that. We have 95 decks that have done this, and they have received an average win rate of 17.50. So that's a win rate in red, and it's dropped quite drastically. I have also taken a look at Magda together with Bolas Citadel, also excluding Necropotence. Now we only have 15 decks that have done this, so the popularity vote is basically saying no, this is not something people are doing, and I wanna emphasize highly that with a 15 only tournament entries, we can't really say much about the result. But the results isn't really showcasing a great effect either, 22.39, not that great. Making this the finalized verdict basically. You wanna combine Magda, Final Fortune, Necropotence and Bolas Citadel, and potentially Born Upon the Wind if you can too as well. And over time we will see which one of these two are basically the better option to go for. In the end, Grixis has a lot of different options of how to basically construct it. The core game plan is very straightforward. You wanna win with something like Underworld Breach together with Thassa's Oracle, but how you get there can vary. There's a lot of talk right now if you should be playing something more like a mid-range build or something more of a turbo build, and Necropotence is very good at playing that mid-range version, while Ad Nauseam and Bolas Citadel is more towards a turbo concept. Bolas Citadel is something of, I think, in the lower section of the popularity and in the lower area of the win rate. But it's still showcasing that, yeah, it still works out, you can bring it to tournaments and you can definitely score great results. In any case, I hope this gave you some ideas and inspiration of how you should be constructing your build. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.